trying to not throw around him, but they don't want to give him anything to hit. You don't have a huge scouting report on a guy like this where you might have a little bit more on Mandalay and Penalve, so you might be not really wanting to throw anything down the middle, especially with what he did in that first inning, which was almost take one out of here.
Osawa tried to turn on that pitch, but a bit out in front of it, fouls that one away to the left side and runs the count full. Lawson, the runner on second. And Osawa representing the tying run at home plate. Osawa pops that one straight back and will do it again. Rodriguez, after a quick first inning, he did give up the double to Mandalay, but got a big help from his infield on the double play that Junior Ibarra grounded into. Here is his 40th pitch of the game. Osawa pops it up on the right side. That's going to be an easy play for Mark Nellis, and he's there for the second out of the inning.
Still a really good bat by Osawa to get Rodriguez's pitch count up, and a really competitive at bat.
Seven pitches in that at bat for Runta Osawa. Ends up with his second out of the day, but still a chance for Jordan Mandalay now representing the tying run at the plate. And Trent Lawson down there at second base. Mandalay doubled his first time up, swinging on the first pitch, fouls it straight back.
He took quite a hack at that one. I think he was hoping to tie this ball game.
Mandalay still has just the one home run on the season, has driven in 7 runs. Just the 2 extra base hits, but he has been getting on base like crazy. A 793 OPS entering play on this Sunday. Looks like he's got something in his eye as he steps out. Talked about the heat and how much that can play a factor in how the ball carries. The wind is a non-factor today. A sad-looking Canadian flag out in dead center field. No breeze now as Mandalay digs in.
Something that I think both teams don't want to see with this heat. Everyone wants that breeze, even if it's pushing balls out of this park. You want to be able to cool down a little bit with a breeze.
It doesn't give you much relief, and Mandalay takes that one inside, evens the count at 1-1. Here's the 1-1. And Mandalay takes it outside for ball 2. Mandalay second on the team in hits this season, 21 of them. Batting .345 on the year. He's only had the 1 day off so far this season. 2-1. Here's the pitch. Takes it upstairs. And now Mandalay way up in the count at 3-1. He always finds a way, it seems, to put the ball in play too. Just 6 strikeouts on the season. Swiped 5 bags in the process. And now he should get a hitter's friendly pitch here with Rodriguez having fallen behind 3-1.
Yeah, that's what's really impressed me. This is the speed. The 39-year-old showing no signs of slowing up.
Turns on that one, rips it into left field. Lawson in to score. In the first is Mandalay with an RBI single, and the Panthers with 4 runs here in the second have made it a 1-run game.
We talk about how he always finds a way there. It's just by slapping the single into left field. His 11th RBI on the season. Gets it done, cuts this lead to just 1.
And now that brings up Penalve in another big spot The Panthers have rallied to cut it to 1. Tying run at first. Go-ahead run at the dish, and the lefty Penalve. Comes into today with the third best batting average in the IBL at .407. And an OPS up over 1,000 on the year. Walked his last time up. Takes that first one in there for a strike. Penalve's first season in the IBL. He's coming off a year in the Cuban National Series where he hit .363. And on base percentage, just a shade under 500. Big hack there. Falls behind in the count 0-2.
Something he rarely does is strike out. Only 6 on the season.
Behind in the count now, 0-2, Rodriguez trying to get out of what has been a long second inning. That's a chopper, but that one, that took off the glove of Matthew Ward. They're going to say it's a foul. No, that is indeed catcher's interference. So that'll send Penalve to first base. And now there's 2 on, and the train keeps on moving for Kitchener. Not a play you see too often.
No, I haven't seen it yet here at Jack Couch this season. A real weird one, but it gives them the free pass. Which has to hurt for the Royals being up 2-0 in the count.
0-2 in the count and 1 strike away from getting out of this nightmare second inning. Now Ibarra at the dish. Tying run at second. Go ahead run at first. Grounded into a double play his last time up. Swings at the first pitch. Lifts that one into left field, not deep. Out is Brando LaRue to play that one in shallow left. And for the second straight inning, Junior Ibarra is the final out. We head to the top of the third here in Kitchener. The Panthers have rallied to cut it to 1.
Get ready, Hamilton. It's the 2025 IBL Home Run Derby and All-Star Game. Hosted by the Hamilton Cardinals at beautiful Bernie Arbor Stadium. Watch the league's top sluggers crush moonshots in the Derby. Then see the best of the best go head-to-head under the lights in the All-Star Game. Grab your tickets now at HamiltonCardinals.com. Because this summer, the stars shine brightest in Hamilton.
Back here at Jack Couch Park after what was a wild second inning for both sides. The Royals put up 3 runs in the top half of the second to take a 5-0 lead, but then the Panthers rally for 4 of their own in the bottom half, and they have made it a 1-run game. And kind of given new life to Yadier Martinez, who has really struggled. Now, not quite a clean slate, but it's a lot different pitching behind by 1 instead of behind by 5.
Yeah, and you got a little bit of a chance to settle down there in the dugout. And
so Andy Leader steps in for his second at-bat of the day. Flew out to left his first time up. Big hack at that one, evens the count at 1-1.
Leader, the former Panther as well.
Big swing and miss. Martinez had trouble finding the strike zone in that second inning, and I don't know if he's thrown a strike yet to Andy Leader in this at-bat, but he's gotten him to chase, and now he's ahead in the count. 1-2. Deals. That one's chopped right back to the mound. Easy play for Martinez. Lobs it over to first for out number 1.
That's exactly the at-bat that you want from Martinez there, the approach that he took. You go, you attack the batter, and then you make the great play to first base. I've always found it funny with those plays. The pitchers, the guys that throw for a living, sometimes can never get it over to first base well. You see a lot of over tosses, under tosses, but he does a good job there, not overthinking it and just lobbing it over there to first base.
And you talk to pitchers, they hate PFP. They do not like pitchers fielding practice, but there's a reason that in training camp they run it so often. There's a lot of E1s throughout the year, and Martinez does his job there on that play. And now it's Matthew Ward for the second time. Reached on an error his first time up.
He started that big second inning for the Royals.
Hits that one down the right field line, twisting towards the foul pole, and that one's going to get down and to the wall. Over to plate is Penalve as Ward cruises into second with a leadoff double.
The Royals really haven't struggled to get on base this season. They have a pretty middle-of-the-road average for the IBL, but it's the power that we haven't seen from these guys, and they have to be happy with what they're seeing early on. You've had a home run and then a couple of doubles for them as well.
So Martinez has not had a clean inning just yet. Well, he allowed 2 runs in the first, 3 in the second. Now that the Panthers' bats have pulled him within 1, you know he'd love to do his offense a favor and have a quick 1-2-3 here. Got the first out from Andy Leader. He's one of the tougher bats in this lineup, but he's allowed Matthew Ward to reach base for the second time today, and now it's Ethan Hammond's turn. Breaking ball in there for strike 1. Another big hook from Yadier Martinez. That pitch is working for him here in this at-bat against the lefty. He's up in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pop down the left field line. That'll go out of play. And another 1-2 count coming up to Ethan Hammond, who singled and scored back in the second inning.
That was a great pitch there by Martinez. Hammond doing a good job at fouling it off, but there was lots of movement just on the outside.
Hammond lines that one to the gap in right center field. Over is Penalve, able to run it down for out number 2. And the runner Ward has to retreat to second.
Second baseman number 9.
That one just held up there long enough for Penalve to get there in a big second out as Mark Nellis steps up for his second AB. In their first meeting of the year at Hastings Stadium, it was the Panthers prevailing 9-4, and then a 4-0 win against the Royals 2 weeks ago. So today, Guelph has already scored more runs against Kitchener than they had in those first 2 games combined.
And that 4-0 win for the Panthers was all part of Guelph's 7-game losing skid that they snapped last night. So they're hoping that they might have a new lease on life here.
The Royals come into play today, 5 wins on the season. 4 of those 5 wins came during a 4-game winning streak earlier in the year. That other win was last night when they finally snapped that long losing streak that Justin mentioned against Brantford. Fastball in there for strike one. Martinez gets back in the count at 2-1. Ward, the runner on second base. He doubled with one out. And now there's two away. Martinez looking to escape the jam but misses outside for ball three. Certainly not what they envision. Here comes the 65th pitch of the game for Martinez. Misses in the dirt for ball four, but then thrown out at third base is Nellis. Not sure if he thought there was a runner on first base and he would have had third base automatically, but didn't look like he was running 100% down to third.
No, for sure, and it didn't seem like he got a good jump on it either. He might have thought that ball was going to get away from Ibarra a little bit more, but you'd think teams around the league would know how great Ibarra has been behind the plate this season. He's thrown out so many batters, already threw out one in the top of the first inning. That was Williams he threw out, and does it again there, and does his pitcher a huge favor and gets him out of that jam.
Have to believe that there was some kind of miscommunication there, whether it was the third base coach or whether it was Hammond thinking that there was runners on first and then him being the runner at second. Boy, oh boy, what a big turn of events. The score is 5-4 Guelph as we are in the middle of the third inning. Of course, a full slate of action today across the Intercounty Baseball League. We talked about the doubleheader that Chatham and Barrie were playing today down at Fergie Jenkins Field. The Barnstormers took care of business in game number one, 7-2. And of course, those two games will be 7 innings because of the doubleheader. And the Barnstormers are up as well in game number 2 of that doubleheader. It's 6-2 Chatham-Kent in the top half of the fourth. Down at Labatt Park, the Brantford Red Sox are hanging around with the majors. It's 2-2 in the bottom of the 7th. What a win that would be for the last place Red Sox if they could pull that off. The Hamilton Cardinals playing for their 4th day in a row. They just took 2 out of 3 from the Panthers this week. They trail Toronto 2-0. It's the Leafs coming off that big win at Welland Stadium last night. Of course, that brings us to the 5th and final game of this Sunday. Guelph and Kitchener here at Jack Couch Park. It's the Royals up 5-4 as we head to the bottom of the third. Panthers Baseball Online brought to you by Rogers. It's Ian Jodry and Justin Holmes with you here inside the 570 News broadcast booth. Charlie Towers will lead off the bottom of the third. He actually led off the bottom of the second. He singled and came around to score the first of those 4 Kitchener runs in that second inning.
Panthers really hoping that the former Maple Leaf can get it going, and he seemed to be able to do that over these past couple games. And like you said, he got that big 4-run second inning going for them, so they would love for him to lead off with another hit.
He was swinging at the first pitch his last time up, just chopped it up the middle, takes the breaking ball outside for ball number 1. Towers 11 for 60 on the year, so a 183 batting average. That one's hit deep to left field. A nice running catch from Patterson out and left for out number 1. Put a drive into that one.
Yeah, we've seen a couple nice plays from the fielders. Lawson tracked one down out there and left.